Hello, this video for the accredited ICDL Advanced Qualification for Word Processing is going to be looking at linking and embedding objects, part of the syllabus for this qualification, but also quite useful in the working world, in your documents maybe, for your assignments as a student, etc. So, linking and embedding, it will explain what the objects are that you can link and embed and the differences between those terms, if you like. So it will explain how linking, how you can be connected up to the original source, and embedding how you can actually update and change something within a Word document that's embedded from somewhere else. So quite interesting to go through. Shouldn't take too long, so if you're interested, have a look. If it's for your qualification revision, then it's probably worth having a look at, making sure that it's clear for the exam. This is Stephanie Toman. Thank you.
The first one we're going to look at is linking and embedding. Open up new document and be aware that we're going to bring out, open up our link text as well. So it might be worth having these on your desktop. Okay, easier to get to. Okay, so documents can be linked to external data. And so if they're linked, if you change one data source, they will both change. And when you do it from a spreadsheet, for example, into a Word document, then you sometimes have to use the update link as well. Another area that we'll be looking at are breaking links, and you need to do that for the exam as well as part of the syllabus. So we've got links from objects outside of a document, and you can break those links as well. The other way of bringing objects in is to have them embedded, which means that they sit in Word, and you'll see this in a moment, and they'll have frames around them. You can change them within the Word document, but it doesn't make any changes to the source. Okay, so no change when it's embedded. So two different types, linked and embedded. First thing we're going to look at is people don't realise that you can link text in using the object. So if you go to Insert and you go to Object, try and go on the drop down. It hasn't done that for me. There we go. And go from Text from File. So you can bring text in. So I'm going to go back to the folder on the desktop. Oops, there we go. Into here. And we're going to click on the link text. And if you drop down the box here, you can insert text. This is one way of doing it, as linked. So if I insert as linked text, and you know it's linked because when you click on it, it goes grey. If I open up the actual text I brought in, which is, oops, let's not use that one. Go back. I'm going to open up the link text. This is what we just brought in. And I'm going to go to View tab and click on View Side by Side. So I have them both in there. There's the text I brought in. This is the original. This is the linked, and you can see the difference. So if I deleted a Labrador there, and I right click on this and update, you can guess what happens. So what I do to one will happen to the other. However, we're going to look at some objects bringing in from different objects like pie charts and things. I'm going to close these down, don't save. Just people rarely use the text linking. They just stick to objects. So back to a new document, or you can open up a new one of your own if you're following things. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in a linked object, and we're going to put in an embedded, and look what the difference is and what's expected from the exam for us. Okay, give it a bit of room. Right, first we're going to bring in a linked object. Right, there's two ways of doing this. So you can go through the insert and you can go to the object, click on there, and we can then navigate to where the item is. Create from file. Link if it's going to be linked straight away, or you can do it after, but I do it straight away in case I forget. I'm going to browse to it. It's on my desktop. And back to the weekly lecture files, and in here we can find the object to bring in. try that again, double click. It is linked, so when I OK, it is coming in quite big, so just be aware of that. You can soon reduce it. Takes a few seconds to come in. There we go. Click on it, drag it right to the center so you're reducing it within its ratio. And if I right click on this, I can see that it's a linked worksheet object. So if I go to the folder that I've just taken it from and open that up outside of the link. Okay. And here's our document, our Word document, and here's our linked. Okay, so this is what we brought in. This one's linked to that. So just bring that back up again so you can see it. So if I go into the data on this and I change that 200 there to 500, click on it, and then update the document, you can see that it's gone to the spreadsheet. But if I go back into it, double click on it, go back to the chart, see how the chart's changed, then update it. It should come up with the chart again. So you can keep these things going between the two. So they are linked. Okay, and you can, like I did, you can go to different parts of the feature. We're going to link this in a minute, and I'll show you that one. Right, embedded. So an embedded object, if we can go a different way this time, let's go to the actual object and open it up in the spreadsheet. And let's copy this area here. So I've gone from, let's do A right over to J down to J7. Copy that. Click in the document, and we're going to do it this way this time. We're going to use a paste special. So either way is fine, whichever way feels more comfortable to you. People have got their own ways. Paste special takes us back to pretty much the same idea. It's a Microsoft Excel worksheet object. It's not linked. And then I OK. And then when I drop it in, take a second. You can see if I double click on it, it has a frame on it. Click off, frame's gone. And if I right click on this, you can see that it's a worksheet object, unlike this one, which is linked. So something you might ask you to do in the test with an embedded object is they may ask you to open it. So when it's open, they may ask you to change some figures in it. So you could be asked to change, that could be a different year. One. They could ask you to change some data. And another thing they can ask you to do is actually hide columns or rows. So let's say it wants you to hide the puppy picture, which means you would bring it back to column G. So if you go to the side of the frame, see the little double-sided arrow, if you drag and drop quite firmly, you can see that when you click out now, you can't see the picture of the puppy. So that's something to be aware of. And if you wanted to, if they asked you to show something, you could be asked to drop it and open it up that way. Okay, so remember, one's linked and one's embedded. With regard to breaking links, if you go to the File tab and down here at the bottom, you can see Edit Links to Files. If there's no link in the document, this is not there, it's just missing. So if you click on it, it's only one there. So it's selected, break the link, always double check, say yes, and then you can see that it's disappeared. There's no longer any links, and that will not link to that document